feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon. I got eyes in the back of my head, I'm seeing. Take me for granted and you know I'm leaving. I'ma take what's mine with the webs I'm weaving. I could take this crowd from seeing to believing. Got a taste for blood and my tongue keeps bleeding. From the words I spit, so sharp, so freezing. So cold, behold, frostbite they feeling. I could tear you apart or I could go heal them. Don't believe in fate, don't believe in ceilings. I just need a taste and my mind starts peeling. I don't pace myself, I grind on kneeling. Got lust for change, I just love the feeling. I ain't gonna give up. Got too little time, I'ma live up. Head down, push forward through the tough times. Cause anything worth doing is a tough climb. And I ain't gonna give up. Got too little time, I'ma live up. Head down, push forward through the tough times. Cause anything worth doing is a tough climb. Cause I'ma live life for the fight, yeah, I'm here to get it. I got drive, got sight, always have a vision. I go by at night, I be in my feelings. I'ma be fine, need time, and I'll soon be winning. I live life for the fight, yeah, I'm here to get it. I got drive, got sight, always have...
Hey everyone, I want to thank everyone for tuning in to the next episode of Secular Activism Unfiltered. And I'm going to bring my guest in a few minutes. But first, I want to plug some things. So, as you know, myself and Helen Green, Freethinker Fireside, we're having a promotion and for the contest. Subscribe to myself, Helen, and Black Non-Believers YouTube channel. You can enter to win a contest to go to the Revival of Reason online. I'm doing that for 2 people. And here is a little promotional video that, of course, our Jess Hollywood and Asteroid did for us. Okay, so like I said, enter the contest, please. I'm trying to give away 2 tickets for the online event. Now, on to my guest.
Hey.
Hi, I'm so glad you're here. I'm been a fan. I can go on and on about that. Since I started in the community, you were one of the first ones who's that I watched on the Talk Heathen and stuff like that.
Oh, yay.
So yeah, so here to have you on my show, to have me call screening, and us actually watching you edit videos this past weekend. I was like,
Yeah.
am I dreaming or something?
Oh, you're so good. I'm so happy that you're part of the team and happy to be here. Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah, yeah. Of course, I was like, I'm going to take a chance and at least ask.
Yeah, of course. Absolutely. So, what's the plan?
Okay, the plan is I'm gonna ask you some questions
Okay.
and just see, just I do a little interview segment and stuff like that to find out about my guests and things. So my first question I'm
Okay.
gonna ask you is, what led you to question religion and become an atheist activist?
Oh my goodness. So it was a death by a thousand cuts, to be honest. Um, I you know, I was a believer. I went to church with my mom and my stepdad. I went to a pretty intense church, and I think that what got me was that I had a lot of genuine questions that I just didn't understand. Stuff that, like, I was still a believer. I just didn't know, and so I was like, "Did all the other animals die when the flood came?" Like, once I, learned sex ed, I was like, "How did other people come about after Adam and Eve?" You Was there incest? Like, I didn't say the word incest, but I was like, what happened?" You know? And just, like, things like that, and I think it's interesting because my church pretty much gave up on me pretty quickly. They were like, they would try to answer me, but it was generally, "You just need to believe, don't ask, just believe." Um, and eventually I was pulled out of youth group and I was put in charge of, children's ministries, so I was put with little kids, that way I wouldn't influence my peers. Um, and then eventually I stopped going to church, um, and yeah, it was just things kinda grew out of it from there. Event like, I didn't think that I didn't think there was no God. I just thought maybe my church was bad. Oh, is that the next question?
No, 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 no.
Okay.
I was going
Um,
to ask a question
yeah,
about what you were asking. What was your religious, like, denomination?
yeah,
And two, how old were you when you decided, fuck this shit?
so, we were non-denominational Christian, which doesn't tell anything. All it does is say that, they were too much of wimps to call themselves anything. They were evangelical Christians. It was Calvary Chapel. If you've ever been to Calvary Chapel, um, it was it still is a really, really big church. Um, a big group of churches. In fact, the head of, the Calvary Chapel Ministries was the right-hand man of George W. Bush. Yeah, so he was kind of his spiritual advisor. And then I do know that, when Charlie Kirk started Turning Point, their faith division, their ministry division, the person that he teamed up with was a pastor from Calvary Chapel as well, actually from a church near my old church. So I was in Oxnard, California, and he was in Thousand Oaks, California. So it's pretty influential. It's pretty hardcore. So yeah, and then I think it really started around eighth grade, and then into high school. Probably by the time I'd finished high school, I was done with it. Um,
I look at people like, how y'all so young? I was
well,
40.
I had a couple things going in my favor, I guess. One of them was my parents were divorced, and so I went to church every other Sunday because of split custody. And so I had more time away from it to be able to, like, separate. Um, and then I don't know. I had a comparison. I got to see that I was in the church, it was a community that was mean to each other. It was just backbiting all of the time. Excuse me. That's a church term, isn't it? Backbiting. You don't hear backbiting outside of church.
Backsliding is what I heard.
Backsliding, yeah, yeah, but backbiting, just that meanness, that kind of, you're telling on each other to the pastor to try and be in good favor, and
Oh, yeah, they do that a lot. Yeah, I had a sister do that to me a few times.
Yeah, and so you were constantly watching each other in this casual cruelty, and if you weren't living up to your best, version that they thought of yourself, then you could be just kicked out of your community. You'd get snubbed. People would ignore you, and that happened. I saw that happen a couple of times. So yeah, that's but then again, like I thought that there has to be a God, just not here, right? And so I started looking at other churches. I went to a Catholic mass with a friend, but it was
That ain't
during.
no better.
Yeah, well, I liked that it had like this structure, it had this stability, this age to it, and they were really nice. But it was during Lent, and during Lent, everything is really somber and really just really depressing, and so probably not a great time to go. I went to a Mormon church. They were amazing. They were really, really kind to me. I went to, Seventh-day Adventist and a bunch of that stuff. Eventually, after conversations, with religious and spiritual teachers, leaders, and people in churches, I realized they had all the same answer. You just gotta have faith. You just gotta have faith. You gotta have faith. And so I thought that, like, maybe my faith antenna was broken and there's just something wrong with me because I can't have faith when everybody else does. Um, and yeah, I wound up moving into, trying to study Eastern religions. I was lucky enough to have kind of a mentor who was a Taoist, who was like legit. Like she spent like 15 years on a nudist colony in the Pacific, just being a Taoist. Like just super cool. So I really got into Taoism for a while. I tried reading the Quran. That went nowhere fast. Um, and then eventually I became an apatheist. I just stopped caring. I said, fuck it. I've got other things to do. Sorry, I don't know if I can cuss on the show.
You just heard me cuss.
Oh, sorry.
I'm
Yeah.
not monetized or nothing. I don't care.
Okay. Yeah, I was like, fuck it. I'm out of here. I'm out of this. And then I had a really good friend who was Jewish, and he was going to UCLA, and he was at the Jewish fraternity Alpha Epsilon Pi at UCLA. And I would go down and I'd visit and hang out with them. And they had a rabbi that lived in the fraternity with them, Rabbi Rupp. Really cool dude. And he eventually, I would ask him these questions, and be like, angry that there were no definitive answers to things. And one day he was just like, Eric, if you don't believe, then just don't believe. And I was like, what? He's like, yeah, don't believe, don't like Jewish people don't have a vested interest in you converting. If you're not a believer, then don't be a believer. Just don't be an asshole. I was like, that's an option. And so, yeah, I was an atheist after that.
Yeah, like I grew up. My past was like with Catholic school, and I was Baptist. Home, I was Baptist.
Oh man.
But when I got to high school, I joined the International Church of Christ. So
Okay.
that's where most of my religious indoctrination came
Oh my
from the time
gosh.
I was like 14 till I was like in my 20s.
So did you get confirmed when you were in Catholic school?
Yeah.
Okay, so you went through the whole thing.
Yeah,
Like that's
I was in the Catholic school from kindergarten through the 8th grade.
okay. Yeah, definitely. That's all right. And then Church of
But
Christ.
yeah,
I'm
International Church of
having
Christ.
I'm having trouble
I gotta
remembering
show
Church
you
of
some
Christ.
stuff, but they had a big thing with a 2020 talking about them, and I mean it's so. I really want to go. It's kind of long to go through the whole details, but we would have to like share your faith, kind of like what your witnesses do, but we didn't do as much door to door as they did. But
Okay.
anytime we would do anything, we had to invite people to church. And I would be like, I just want to go to the movies, man.
I mean, the Great Commission. You
Yeah.
gotta, you gotta win souls. Yeah.
But it was like so sick. So I went in and I talked about it in another segment though, where I went in and uh did all this stuff till I was the lead of the youth group, my age group, from like
Okay.
the high school group, the lead women of that. But I still didn't get the representation as I needed because it was like the men, because it would be a guy that would
Mm.
come in and ask me for a question or something, and I would answer them, and they would say, "You should have sent them to a brother," even though I was there longer than the brother and him,
Yeah.
but I wasn't supposed to teach a man.
You know that that's Paul, isn't it? Wasn't it Paul who went in about, women shouldn't be speaking up in church? Truly, fuck Paul. Like, ugh. He wasn't like, even as a religious person, fuck Paul. He was never even a disciple. He never met
But they
Christ.
say he is.
Then bullshit. He was not a disciple. He didn't even become Christian until after Christ died. How does that fucking work?
And then didn't he like slaughter so many Christians?
Yes, yes. But while he
Do
was
not
Saul,
preach.
road to Damascus, yada yada.
Well, long story short, but I like with the yeah, what is it? I don't know. Paul Paul fell off and he banged his head because then he had a vision.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Scales before his eyes, and then the scales came off, and he saw Christ, and yeah,
But yeah, so that's what I was, and I was really hurt. And
yeah.
then I hung out with a brother, but it wasn't arranged and it wasn't set up super chaperoned, so they considered it
Like
it
a like
was
a you were in trouble.
yeah, I'm a
You're a
sinful
slut.
wretch. Basically,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, basically. So, but that's why I am there. Okay. But it took me some years to get out of it. And
yeah,
once I got out of it, I did like you, I went searching for the right church.
yeah.
And my last church I left was a small Southern Baptist church. I realized I didn't like large churches.
Okay,
And the
that's fair.
pastor, I will say this, overall, I do still think he's a good guy.
Cool.
He got backlash because he married a lesbian couple.
You know, isn't that crazy? Some of my I have I keep a very tight group of close friends,
Oh yeah.
and I'm friends with a very progressive Christian couple. I wouldn't trade them for the world. Give me a progressive Christian over, um, some angry, ignorant atheist. Truly,
I got a few names up my sleeve, but I won't say it
yeah.
now.
Same.
Like, you get yourself together, sir.
Yeah, I'm just not interested. If you're caught up in the, if you're in the intellectual dark web, if you're one of those Jordan Peterson atheists, screw that. Give me a
Yeah,
progressive. Give me an ally, somebody that I can want to be in community with, not somebody who, yeah, screw that. Yeah.
yeah.
So
Time for
cheers.
that.
I'm glad you kept that relationship, or at least you
Yeah.
still think highly of that
Well,
person.
some people, my family, to talk to him. I haven't really had communication with him.
Okay.
But I mean, if I see him, I'll speak. I'm not rude like that. But I will say the reason why I stopped going to the church is because of his wife. When I was in the church, I was doing sick and shut in. I was
Mhm.
helping with the soup kitchen, ran the soup kitchen,
Dang.
and also did the basket. And I used to do the little invocation before he came on, did the little announcements and stuff,
Hmm.
all this stuff for the church. And his wife came to me and said, "I don't know what you think you are. We need to leave my husband alone." And I'm like, I only talked to him to communicate about the church. So then I realized, let me leave this church because I don't want nobody to accuse me of messing with their husband. Please, I don't want that. And it hurt me. People was like,
Yeah.
Kelly, what happened to you? Why you ain't come to church? And after that, that's soon when I ended up leaving soon after, like leaving religion soon after that. But I
Oh,
was in
so
tears. I was in
yeah.
tears because I've been hanging around them for years. And this is what she thought of me.
Yeah, that's
But,
huh.
hey, what can I
Yeah.
do about it?
Nothing. Not I mean, people like that are just they are who they are, insecure and best not to have those kinds of people in your life anyway. It's just
Yeah.
not worth
Nah.
it. Yeah.
So the next question. That was only the first question.
All right, I'm ready.
Okay. How did you get involved with the ACA?
Mm.
And what was that experience like for you?
Um, so I was in a place in my life where I needed transition. I was living in California. I was in a long-term relationship, like 19 to 29. Realized I wasn't in love anymore, and I was like, I need a fresh start at life. So I had family that was moving to Texas. They were going to be living about an hour away from Austin, Texas, and I was watching ACA shows at the time. And I was just like, ooh, there's a community there. Maybe I can plug in. Sure. So sight unseen, moved to Texas. Um, and I would drive an hour to the ACA, and I would just volunteer. Um, I wound up training up and becoming a call screener for the atheist experience, and kind of making friends with, everybody there. Um, and Yeah, I mean, I can give you stories about the ACA all day, but, like, my experience of it was a really small group. I remember that they wanted to put a window air conditioning unit in the back room, and they were arguing about it at board meetings for, like, 3 months. And I remember asking, like, "Is money that tight?" And they were like, "Oh, you should have seen the arguments we had about getting the trash can." That was just it was say again?
I muted. I went to the back cruise. So I went to the ACA this past July.
Okay.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. So I got to see it. Like, yeah, this like a little house.
Yeah. Yeah. Eventually, um, let's see, let me think about this. Eventually, I would be at the ACA on Sundays. All the shows were filmed live. And we call screeners. There were 3 of us. There was me, Jamie, and a guy named I Am. Um, and we had to rotate call screening. And so I took it upon myself one day to just hype the audience before the show. And I remember the first time
You
I
were the
did
hype
it,
man, huh?
I was, and like the first time I did it, I remember AXP started, and they were just like, "What the fuck was that?" You know? But I kept doing it. It was really fun, and then eventually, people kind of looked forward to it, and so yeah, I'd be the hype man. I had a whole speech prepared, and I would do the, back and forth and jokes and yada, 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 hype them up, get them all cheering for the show. And then eventually, the video producer, Mark, and audio engineer, Vern, we were
Yeah.
doing the after show dinner at Star of India. And Mark and Vern were both saying to myself and my friend Jamie, we have all this equipment. We only use it once a week. Why don't you guys do a show? And I was like, yes, absolutely. Um,
I'm glad you decided to.
yeah,
Thank you.
happy. I'm just happy that it connected with people.
Do you used to
My,
talk to Jamie?
no, no.
I'm not. Yeah. I used to love him hosting too. You guys were a good match.
We were, but when we at that time, um, we really got into wanting to grow the community. And so we started reaching out to other content creators and organizations and getting involved with things and really spreading out in a really big way. I became the director of communications for the ACA. And soon after, Jamie became the president. And
I did not know that he was the president at one time.
yeah,
I
yeah.
didn't know that.
And so, Tweedledee and Tweedledum, both of us, we were doing our best, and the show was exploding. Funding was just coming in, and it was way too much labor on way too few people. It burned us out, and it destroyed our friendship. Yeah.
I'm sorry
So
to hear that because I
yeah,
saw one of the speeches that you did, and you guys were friends, and yeah, I hate when that happens.
yeah.
I'm gonna
I
bring back some memories though,
Okay,
as a person watching.
okay.
I can remember, and this is what really made me be like, not literally, but I love him. Like when you came on, and it was a Christmas episode.
Mm-hmm. When I had the big springy hat.
I think it was,
Yeah.
but when I say the caller's name, you're gonna know I'm talking about Rob
Okay.
from Long Island.
Oh my goodness. He
That
called
was
in a
the
couple of
one.
times. Yeah.
And when he came on there, he was like, "I'm tired of you," and he was like, "This book is bullshit." And he was like,
Oh my goodness. Yeah. That was a good time.
"That was the greatest.
That
That's
clip.
probably one of my greatest ones I've ever seen from
Yeah.
anybody ever." When you tore that Bible up and cussed Ralph from Long Island out, I was like, "Whoever he is, I love him. He's amazing."
I mean, he was like, if I remember right, he was saying that we didn't need to follow the Mosaic laws because Christ died on the cross to create a new covenant with man. And so all of the laws Moses gave that are, given in Leviticus, and it's not useful anymore. And so it's like, okay, well, but we get all of these really awful biblical laws, stoning gay people to death and shit, out of Leviticus. So it's like, okay, if we don't need to follow these and Christians still point to these verses as things we need to follow, then we obviously need to remove them. We need to improve this. We are going to
Yeah,
streamline this
that's
so that
like
people
what you
stop
did.
following the Mosaic laws.
Take the Tanis Bible out, and then now it seems to be a better book. I remember you saying that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and it should have been for him too. He should have been like, yes, because now now we don't need to worry about people trying to follow these laws that they're not supposed to. Yeah, the trick is, listen to meet them where they're at, because when you do that, then you can dial in. But there's no one way to do Christianity, so gotta
Yeah,
listen.
that had me like, damn.
Yeah, that was a really good time. That was
Yeah,
a really good
yeah,
time.
that was a great episode.
People started bringing in Bibles after that.
But I do miss. I did miss when you did. When you left the ACA. Um, you did the lunchtime on Facebook. I used to enjoy those.
Yeah,
I used to be in the chat conversating.
I love
But
it.
that when I first I was like newer. I was like new. I didn't know anybody or anything. But now look at me.
Yeah.
I was just excited to be there with you. V would sometimes pop in, and then best name ever was always in the chat too.
Oh, Kristen's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, but that was one thing. So I don't know if I should ask.
Yeah.
Is what are the biggest lessons you learned while working with the ACA? But you kind of answer kind of it a little bit, so I don't know if we want to.
I mean, I think I learned that I can't give my entire self to an organization.
Oh, that's so good.
It burned me out, and at the end of it, there was nothing left of me, and they kept going, and I felt like this burning, this pile of ash at the, it ate me up. And I think that a lot of nonprofits can do that. They, the ACA got into the habit of kind of exploiting its volunteers. Like, it's one thing to have volunteers, it's another thing to ask them to do so much. Um, and I did it too. When I was director of communications, I had like 24 volunteers who were doing work for me. And like, it was an exploitative model. And so, yeah, no, I have a very hands-off relationship with most nonprofits. If they ask me to do a thing, I'm like, I'll help you, but like, I'm not interested in taking on that kind of labor.
I got you.
I also learned that just because you're not a believer doesn't mean that we have anything else in common. I met a lot of atheists who were just absolute pieces of shit. And I was like, oh, right. You may have left the church, and you may have got, some answer about the God question, but you haven't stopped being a misogynist. You haven't
Yeah.
stopped being a judgmental prick. You haven't stopped being, what's the term?
I've seen like
How's it?
transphobic
Yeah.
ones,
Oh my goodness.
racist,
Yep.
Trump supporters. I won't say his name, but it was one that came out was talking about Charlie Kirk wasn't that bad. I won't
And
say you. Though who know I'm talking about.
I have no idea, but I will say,
I
like,
will say after the camera who it is.
okay, Charlie Kirk was a white supremacist. He was open about it. Like, what he had to say was very clearly white supremacist. The problem is that he was talking to kids. He was talking
Yeah,
to college kids.
exactly.
And so like he would so the thing that frustrated me the most, honestly, was the way he would treat black folks that would talk to him. Because he would say the most out of pocket shit, and the people he would talk to, or at least the footage that he would keep, would be when they were like, and not push back. So he would say, "Oh yeah, black culture, they just expect men to run out on their families, and black culture, they just are all about drugs and excess and I was just like, are you out of? I'm like, are you out of your mind? Like, have you been around a black community ever? Have you seen the kinds of expectations in the community and what gets billed? Like, I mean, really, truly, have you? You're a Christian. Go to a black church once. Go once and watch the expectation that a community puts on a black man in the church, and then tell me that there's some kind of cultural inferiority. Fucker, try it.
I remember when
Like,
I was in school,
yeah,
and he got a lot of backlash for this. But I had a classmate that wrote a paper, talked about how they blamed the black communities for the drugs, but explained how they brought the drugs into the community. It wasn't
yeah.
black people.
No, it was the CIA.
Yeah,
They admitted
exactly.
it. They admitted
And
it.
he got in trouble for that. But he wrote his paper, and I'm just he was like, "You can't talk about this in school." I want to hear his paper.
I mean, truly, honestly, like, it was the CIA getting involved. The CIA influence and
Wanting to
really.
destroy the black communities.
Oh, and they did. They absolutely did. How did Malcolm X die? Right, he got shot by a member of NOI who was brought in by the CIA, and he talked about it. He admitted it, and then that night he killed himself.
I always
Like,
look at J. Edgar Hoover.
yeah, I
I
mean,
think he was involved with a lot of people, and I always say like Malcolm X, Martin
yeah,
Luther King, John Lennon. I
yeah.
think even Kennedy, Marcus Garvey.
Marcus Garvey. Marcus Garvey is who I'm thinking about.
Okay, yeah.
Wait, is it Marcus Garvey? Damn it. Honestly, if there is a
But it was
religious,
all those people that I think that Hoover had something to do with their death in some way or another. He didn't personally do it, but he arranged for it to happen.
I,
Several of the Black Panther people as well.
yeah,
Especially that thing in Philly.
I, I think the worst is Reagan.
Yeah.
The worst is Reagan. I think they figured out how to get rid of people who disagree with them, and that is you co-opt them. If you can co-opt them, then you can choose what story they tell about themselves, and you can change it. Black History Month became a thing under Ronald Reagan, and when that happened, they turned Martin Luther King into Santa Claus. And
I think that's a joke.
am I wrong though?
No, you're not. No, and I say this, people get mad at me. Juneteenth was Juneteenth. That's the closest one was placed, in my opinion, to pacify us, because we were up there seeing police brutality, Black Lives Matter. You're gonna give us a holiday.
Yep.
Instead of addressing what the real issue was, that we was getting attacked by police. But the original thing you realize is that the police department was established for slave catching.
Yep.
That's what it was for. It wasn't for our safety.
No.
They care about us.
I actually did a good dive into what was going on while those laws were getting passed, vagrancy laws and loitering laws, and the kind of Jim Crow and early 1900s, and on the Mexican side of it, they were getting lynched in the tens of thousands.
Yeah, don't talk about that.
No, don't.
I can't think of what it was, but it happened in California, where a white man got shot. It was these Asian gangs or something.
Okay.
And he got in crossfire of it. Wasn't deliberate. So then, just like they do a lot of Black communities, came in and destroyed their town, went on a riot, just like how they did in like Tulsa to us.
Yeah.
Did all this stuff to them.
Yeah.
Because one white person got shot.
I mean, it's 2026 and things haven't changed. We look at Minneapolis, and who do we remember getting hurt? 2 white people.
Yeah.
Which is bad. I'm not saying it's a good thing. It's a bad thing. I'm just saying that the day after, what is her name? The girl in the van who was shot.
I don't remember nobody's name either.
Yeah, the day after she was shot, 2 Mexicans were shot and killed by ICE here in Portland. Nobody reported on that.
Nobody said nothing.
Yeah. No, sorry, we're going on way.
Sorry, but this is my show. This is my show. What we want to talk about. It's my show.
Fair enough.
I'm gonna stop us for a minute and have a couple of commercials that I want to pull up.
Sounds good.
So one, I want to plug Ember.
In 2024, NASA researcher Rachel Lenz gave the world a flag made from NASA images for Pride Month. On January 20th, 2025, the incoming U.S. administration ordered that Artistic Union of Science and Civil Rights deleted. So I tracked down the original images it was made from, recreated it, and then added even more wonders of the cosmos to update the flag to the current, more inclusive form. On the anniversary of the inauguration, I released it. And it went viral several times. Now you can get a physical copy of that artwork as a full-sized flag or a large sticker, as well as space artworks of the other Pride flags: lesbian, gay, bisexual, trans, queer, intersex, ace, and new flags being added all the time. Get one for yourself or give them as gifts and celebrate Pride, celebrate science, celebrate resistance, and help support a creator fighting for human rights for all humans. Head to astralpride.com.
That's cool.
So I got a flag. This is
Ooh.
the progressive one. I also have a matching dress. So I'm gonna implement a costume with the both for Pride Month. And I'm also gonna bring in, everybody knows I'm gonna plug the my best event at the end. This is gonna be for the Arkham County protest promotion video for this. And
Okay.
I will be there. I won't be a speaker though, but I'll be there.
Oh
So
man.
I will make mention that the first video I showed, my promo video and the Arkham County protest video, Jess, who I was talking about earlier, she did both those videos, and my intro video as well. And she also been in the chat too today.
Oh,
I got to plug
awesome.
her every time I get. I'm a plugger.
Good.
Yeah,
Good.
plugger. With your video done, she's a reasonable price as well. Use Jess from Hollywood and Asteroid.
Love it.
Okay, so let's go back to the questions.
I do
What
just
we
want
got?
to say about that last ad. Tri-state freethinkers are amazing. They are
Yeah,
so cool. I adore the Heltons.
Jim and
Um,
Chrissy. Yeah, they're amazing.
yeah,
Yeah,
Jim. I talked to Jim actually on the phone a few weeks ago, and I missed the heck out of him. Their daughter Kelly is a just amazing public speaker, and their
yeah. I
son
was. Yeah,
Grover. Oh my God, Grover is just like string bean, just so tall and just a good kid. Like it is a good family, and
yeah.
I think the
They've
world
had
of
to
them.
step down a lot though, because they're doing so much. She got the cleaning job and stuff, so she's
Yeah,
not really able to do as much as what she wants to do anymore. But yeah, but they're amazing,
they
and
are.
she's a Prince fan like I am.
Yeah. Oh, you too. You too.
Yes, yes,
I
yes.
so
But I
saying
think she might be bigger than me though.
I was gonna say saying Chrissy is a Prince fan is the most understated
Understatement.
thing you could
Yeah,
possibly.
yeah,
She is a Prince fanatic.
yes.
Yeah.
Her whole basement was like Prince. I
Yep.
went in there like
Mm-hmm.
I was like I'm like in heaven.
Yeah. Oh, they're yeah.
Yeah,
Think the
I
world
had
of
the privilege of hanging with them during the weekend last year, the weekend and stuff like that.
I so when I would go to speak at those Ark Encounter protests, I would usually stay
Oh, you
with.
used to go there. Okay,
Mhm.
okay,
I,
okay.
I I emceed a few of them, and I would just stay with Jim and Chrissy, and they were just delightful.
Yeah, they're amazing.
I
Yeah.
do got to say though that I do remember going one year and staying at a hotel, and I went to the protest. Mind you, this is in Kentucky. I went to the protest, and when I left to go back to the hotel, there was a cop car that followed me the whole way from the protest to my hotel. Like, just creepy, man. Like, that community needs free thinkers. It needs people speaking up
Yeah.
because obviously it has not gotten used to the fact that there are non-believers, and that's okay.
Yeah. We got people my first job was last year, but we got people that called on us, so cops came down and everything. But the cops were different. They actually sat on laughed and talked with us.
Yeah.
and was like, "We glad you're here because fuck that encounter.
Yeah. Oh,
It's not doing anything for us."
yeah, it was something else. It was something else. But the event itself was amazing. Um,
I just don't.
and,
Do
and
something though. People still don't. People
yeah,
still go to it though.
and just so people, I do want people to know that if you do go to the Ark Encounter protest and you see Kelly and Grover, they have birthdays that weekend. So tell them happy birthday.
Okay,
I know
know
because my birthday's that weekend too.
Oh, it is.
we
I
we
didn't
would all
know
celebrate
that.
together. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I will
uh,
remember that.
make sure you tell them happy birthday.
I will tell you that. I will remember that. Because last year it was like the 4th of July weekend.
Yep.
So this weekend it's gonna be like on the 12th or something like that.
Yeah.
That day. So we got some more questions to do.
Okay. What's up?
Okay. What made you decide to branch out and start building your own platform and channel?
So creative differences with Greg, the producer at the ACA, and I was being bullied. There was some really really shitty stuff going on that I kept quiet on because I didn't want to bring negative attention to the ACA, and so I just didn't talk about it. Um, and I still don't talk about it publicly because I just don't want to. I'm not the kind of person who wants to get involved in drama, and so I just kind of left. But with the with Talk Heathen, the reason was because they wanted to make it a rotating set of hosts like they did for the Atheist Experience, and I was saying that's a terrible idea. Don't do that. They were like, why? And I was like, because you're just going to make another atheist experience. The point of Talk Heathen is that you have these ongoing conversations with the same host so you can have a next level conversations, moving forward. And they're like, no, it's just empathetic. We'll tell people to be empathetic. Like, that's not going to work. And that led to falling out, and I got cut from the show, actually. V and I both did. I never got to say goodbye. Never got a thank you. Never got a thank you for your time or your volunteering. They even new hosts were banned from ever saying my name. So like,
But they can use your clips though.
they still do, yeah. So I'm pretty chuffed at that. I think they really did me dirty there, but I wasn't gonna stop. So yeah, I started a show called Skeptic Generation, and rolled into that. And I'm a lot more open about what happened now. Back then, I used to just not say anything because, again, I didn't want to bring negative attention. But yeah,
Yeah, because it was like for me from the outside and looking in and everything. Like I've talked with Greg about some issues that I've had. I've been on Truth Wanted not too long ago and everything like that because I wanted to see what it felt like to be on a call show, and I was invited to come on, so I was on it. But I talked with him about the lack of diversity and other things of that matter, and several people that I knew have left the ACA, and now they seem to be bringing more people of color and women and stuff like that on the show now.
I'm glad. I'm glad.
Which, yeah, but that's
I
why it took all that to get that to happen, though,
yeah. I
which is sad to me.
Me too. Me too. I
I have nothing against him or Vern or anybody. I communicate with them. Not regularly, but I do
yeah.
communicate with them or something like that. But You know, this is the main platform for many people. This is where they go and they look to deconstruct their shows are the ones that pop up. And when you
Yep.
look up and you don't have, because I looked up and I said, wait, there's nobody that looks like me on these
Yeah.
shows. Then eventually I started seeing like Field Session and Dragnut and stuff like that. But they did, but that was,
Yeah.
but even that wasn't that often.
Phil was a OG host. He was one of
Yeah. I met him a few times at the Black Non-Believers
Yeah.
conference. Yeah, he went to
He-
the Theacon with us.
Phil
I
is
didn't
a
know that he had. Yeah, yeah,
yeah, he's a genuine sweetheart of a
yeah.
person.
Yeah, he is.
The amount of time he spends um helping the homeless and helping in his community is mind blowing. Um, in fact, he's the reason I was able to get on the atheist experience the first time.
Oh
First two
wow,
times. Yeah.
wow.
He was supposed to host and he had a volunteering thing. He lived in San Antonio. So he would
Okay.
drive up to Austin and he'd say, "Hey, I can't make it. Could you host in my place?" And I was like, "Yes." So yeah, no, Phil's really good people.
Yeah, it just it's like when you go in, and it's totally different when you're watching something. You actually see what goes on to make these productions and everything, and the simplest thing with the tech issue, something like you said, the host not being able to do something because emergency came up, and you finding somebody to fill the spot. Because I work with you call screening.
Hmm.
Thank you for bringing me on, and
Yeah.
I also work with Skeptic Haven too. And so a situation where both the hosts canceled,
Yep.
so
Yep.
we had to find two hosts for the show, like within the last few minutes. Wow.
Oh, yeah.
but you always, but you're always the host though. So if you can't do it, there's no show. Have you ever thought about opening it up? If you like want to go on vacation, having somebody else host for a
Well,
week or something like that.
so I would need to produce it still. I'm the
Oh
person who runs it.
yeah.
So if I'm on
You don't
vacation,
have anybody that you could train. I mean, not for all the time, but just like for
well,
this week to go out for you to have some time and
so the program that I use is called Wirecast, and
okay,
Wirecast is on my computer.
okay.
So I would need somebody to come to my house
Oh
to
Lord.
run my computer to produce the show. It's just not,
I'm
yeah.
oh, cause I was like, you got this channel and you post like one thing on it where you can branch out and do more stuff, but I didn't want you to have to be the one in charge of doing everything because you do so much with the editing other videos and stuff. But you have this channel,
Yeah.
but
Oh
then it
yeah.
has to be you doing everything still in so many words.
Yep.
Ah, that wouldn't be a good. I was trying to think of some stuff.
Yeah. If I used an online platform, then I could train somebody. But the other side of that is that I'm really, really burned out on the idea um, of taking advantage of volunteers. Um, shit, you call screen. Ascalon, manages the Discord, and we have like our group, Q and to get every like
Yeah, 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 Bree and
in Brie and
Bree
like
really don't be over there anymore. She's in more Haven now.
they yeah,
Yeah,
and I already feel like I'm taking advantage of people for that. I do.
not at
Like
all.
the idea that I would put the labor on somebody, the show just doesn't bring in enough money for to pay them, and I would need to be able to pay somebody in order to feel comfortable doing it. So we'll see. I think I'm going to just need to branch out, make different kind of content that can
Yeah,
allow me to afford to pay somebody, and then I'll feel
yeah,
comfortable doing it.
yeah. I don't mind. I mean, I had fun. It's fun to me.
I'm glad.
I
I'm
had
glad.
fun. Luckily, I haven't had. I had the one rude person. Other than that, nobody's really too rude so
Um,
far. I know there's more,
oh yeah.
but yeah,
Well, you're happy to volunteer, but you're all the way in Detroit. I
yeah.
can't. I can't.
I can't get to Portland. Yeah,
Yeah,
I know. Yeah, I mean, I can get there, but it
it's
won't be. It won't be on a regular basis.
no.
Oh, Edith is here.
Oh.
Edith is our host for our Black Non-Believers show in the cut.
Oh, hi Edith.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just like, but me, maybe because I'm new to everything, I'm dipping my feet in everything now and trying to see what's the
Good.
best fit for me. And it was people like pushing me to start I probably would never started my channel if Seth and Sapase didn't kind of push me to start my channel. Thank you, Seth, for making me do
Oh,
that.
that's
But
awesome.
yeah. So, got a few more questions. We're not
Okay.
going to go through all the questions because we're taking so much time answering each
Oh,
one, which is
sorry.
fine. No, no, no. No, no, no. How did it feel transitioning from working with a large organization to creating your own independent content?
It's interesting. There was a lot more labor as far as, editing and producing and all of that. But I think by the time I stopped with the ACA, it was so anxiety ridden needing to interact with people that it it was a lot more work, but it didn't but it was a relief, honestly. It felt I felt less tired at the end of Sundays. So it was good. Um, I don't know. I think that if it had happened sooner, I'd be sad because I would have felt like I was missing, community. Um, but I'd really kind of become a bit of a recluse around the ACA by that time. I just, like when I was in a position of authority at the ACA, I didn't feel comfortable making deep connections with people. Um, I'll give you an example. Um, I had a on again, off again girlfriend who is incredibly kind, sweet person that is not involved in any kinds of shows, and so that is what it is. But she would come to the ACA, and I remember that there was a point in time when she and I broke up, and when we broke up, it was amicable, everything was good, but people wanted to be like on my side, even though there were no sides. And so they started being really mean to her. And then there were like events that happened. There was like everybody can go but Eric's ex. And it was so cruel. And so I made a rule that I would never go to an event that she wasn't going to, ever. And I cut myself away from the community. I was just like, oh, I can't have meaningful relationships with people who see me in a different power position. You cannot do that. If you say, oh, hey, I like this video game, I'd love to get it, someone's going to buy it for you. That's not a normal give and take friendship. And if you don't watch out, you can absolutely take advantage of those positions of authority. So yeah, I didn't miss the like lack of community, because at that point I had already emotionally pulled away from everybody. So it is what it is. It is what it is.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. That happened so many times, though, not only in that space, though, especially if you met them together. You know the the couple. What I used to hate when I would date, my dad would always ask me about that person.
Well, I would see her all the time
Like, stop! Don't
because
do
she would still come to the
that.
community.
Yeah,
But I still think incredibly highly of her. Like I don't know. Generally, when it came to exes and things like that, it was cool. But just as an example, like
yeah,
what I tell people who are starting communities and in places of leadership is I tell them, you are building a pond because you want a pond to swim in and you don't see it, so you build it yourself. But the problem is that when you build it, you're the only one who doesn't get to swim in it. That's just how it goes. That's the sacrifice you get to make for creating a thing.
What do you think is the biggest misconception people have about atheists today?
Um, I think it depends on who. I think that when I was a Christian, we had this idea of atheists, that atheists were Satanists.
Worship the devil, yeah.
Yeah, that we believed in the devil that we believed in. And also we thought that they were obsessed with us. And so we were just like, oh yeah, no, those Satanists, the adversary is going to do everything to tempt us away from God. And so weird little things, we acted as though it was malicious and intentional. And so when I first met an atheist, I was afraid. Because this is somebody who is actively, they might already know who I am and are trying to destroy my life behind the scenes. It was scary. So I think there's a misconception there among like true believers. I think we've got a couple of stereotypes that we deserve, for sure. The angry atheist stereotype is there for a reason, because when you find out that you were lied to, you get angry.
I never really thought people lied. They thought that they thought what they were telling me. So how were they lie? That's how I looked at it. They believed all the stuff they were telling us.
Yeah.
So me, maybe some were lying here and there, but the majority of people believe about God and the Bible. So I consider them lying to me. I feel they were lost too.
Right. Well, but I
Wanted sheep.
A lot of people were
Shepherd.
angry though,
Yeah, they were. Yeah,
and I think it's an understandable stage to be in.
Yeah.
But you stop being angry eventually. Not all atheists are angry all the time, and I think that's a stereotype. I think that if you are like in the atheist community, you want to talk about it, and that kind of makes us annoying.
Yeah. What does some theists say? What if you believe in all this? Then why do you always constantly have shows about the Bible and shows about this and this and this?
Well, that stuff is genuinely interesting, but I know it makes me annoying. Like the joke. What is it? A CrossFitter, a vegan, and an atheist walk into the room. How do you know? Because they told you. They told you the second they saw you. It's like, yeah, no, we earned that.
I remember growing up, I had my grandma had a friend. Am I muted? No, I'm not. No. And it turns red. It changes. My microphone changes colors. So when it's red, I'm confused.
Yeah.
Is it muted or is it just changing colors this time? So growing up, my grandma had a friend, and I remember one day I asked her, because as a child I could sense things. I said, Grandma, I think he likes you. Why you never gave him the time of day? Because he was always helping us out and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And she says, I can't love nobody that don't love the Lord. And I, Grandma, what do you mean by that? And she was like, he's what you call an atheist. So I'm like 10, 12 years old.
Mm-hmm.
But she's known him since like the 50s and 60s.
Isn't that wild?
And he was, but I'm like, okay, this man doing all this stuff. And I thought about it, like, Grandma, you pushed the man that probably could have been your soulmate away because of this bullshit religion.
Yep.
Because he helped you with your kids and then your grandkids too. And he was a high school science teacher. He was a chemistry teacher. And he would take us out, and he also worked on cars. So we had like 3 classic cars, and I mean, he was an amazing guy. And I'm just like,
what a lost opportunity.
Yeah. And I remember when he died of cancer, and I remember it was like, he probably gonna be praying to God now. I had uterine cancer. I was atheist. I never prayed to God to heal my cancer.
It's funny. It's
because God, because yeah.
I used to think, oh well, if you wouldn't pray, then you're just stubborn. Why would you be so stubborn? It's like praying doesn't feel better after a while.
doesn't.
Like it doesn't hit like it used to.
Doesn't hit, because I remember my daughter, my oldest one. I would say she's not a believer either. She's not a believer too. My other child, she's more like agnostic or something like that. But anyway, so you came, you go into the hospital and they ask you what what religious, and I was like, I'm an atheist, straight up like that. He looked at me, and my daughter was like, you heard what my mother said. None, no kind of. I says none. I'm no religious. And they was like, are you sure you're not anything? You heard what my mother said.
Cheers. Yeah, I got a lot of family that stopped wanting to be my family after I started doing atheist stuff. It's a good thing, honestly.
Yeah.
Let them go. Just let them go. Sometimes the trash takes itself out.
Yeah. Like, I stopped talking to my mom for several years after I never told her. My children told her.
Oh, okay.
And so, are you telling you don't believe in Jesus? Oh, she went off. So at first I was like, and I'm tired. Every time I look up, she was, and she still does it now, but still slightly, where she'll say something religious. But then she's more respectable now. So I'm like, okay, like when we went to a funeral, are you okay with them praying? This is their space.
Yeah.
They can pray. I'm not gonna pray.
No, but
I'm gonna be respectable.
Right. That is their faith tradition.
I'm gonna shut the fuck up and let them
Right. Because you're a decent human being. That's what decent human beings do.
This is what they do to get over the grief of their lost one. And he was my cousin, so I want to say goodbye to him as well.
Yeah.
So
the idea that we're offended is so weird, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't care. No. Just like even with, I have a problem, and one thing, I am part of Michigan Atheists, and if you want to go in a corner and pray, you and your friend, I have no problem with that. When you want to make everybody pray, that's an issue. So if you in school and you sitting there in the corner at your desk and you want to pray at your desk, do it. I don't care about that. But if you want to stand in the front of the class and make everybody pray to your religion, that's the issue I have. Because if that's the case, why we ain't saying prayer for every religion?
Yep. Because it's not about religious freedom. It's about Christian supremacy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We're not having it for Hindu, Muslims.
No, of course not. Why are we advocating for Hindus and Muslims? We just want an equal seat. And no, it's about supremacy.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
No, you're
that's
right.
That's all I care about. Because I think they had the Michigan Day of Prayer, and we were protesting that.
Good.
And so many people got angry with us.
Yeah.
Why do you want to pray in front of the county building?
Yeah. Well, I mean,
this is to be a neutral place. Go to your church and do this.
So some of my progressive Christian friends, they're Christians, and I can tell you exactly what they say. I just pulled it up. It was quick. Matthew 6:5-15. And when you pray, do not be like the hypocrites, for they love to pray standing in the synagogues on the street corners to be seen by others. Truly, I tell you, they have received their reward in full. But when you pray, go into your room, close the door, and pray to your Father who is unseen. Then your Father who sees what is done in secret will reward you. And when you pray, do not keep on babbling like pagans, for they think they will be heard because of their many words. Do not be like them, for your Father knows what you need before you ask him. Like,
they even supposed to say the Our Father prayer.
That's exactly what comes after. Yep.
I said that on the on the megaphone during the protest. I was saying that.
Yeah. That's exactly, like, this is your book. Yeah. No.
But yeah, I'm like, are you serious? And so, like my aunt, very religious and stuff like that, and she want to know what goes on. I do like events for the Black Non-Believer because I'm part of the I'm the lead organizer, and I said we just eat and talk shit. We're just regular people.
Yeah. I mean, we got to eat the baby first and then,
Yeah. Of course, of
yeah.
course, of course, of course, of course, of course, of course. Did you see the one that they had like the subway
Baby.
big costume?
No.
With
Put a little
atheist,
diaper on a Subway sandwich.
the atheist favorite meal,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like the little subway wrapper, like the little blanket, but it looks
You
like the
know,
subway wrapper.
I made that joke uh, on Facebook in like 2013, 2014, the atheist eating babies. I don't think I've ever talked about this publicly, but my stepmom, who raised me, she was working for a school district, and do you remember Mothers for Liberty or something like that? Like
Yeah, I think so.
those Christian
Yeah.
mothers groups.
Yeah.
They wanted to get to my mom, and so they went through my Facebook. They found me and went through my Facebook, and they found me making that atheist eating babies joke.
Don't tell me to be
And
serious.
they went to Kinko's and they printed out a bunch of copies of me making that joke. And then they said, what kind of awful mother raises her son to eat babies? And they got my mother pushed out of that community. She got harassed real bad.
But
It's
then
like,
if you read the Epstein files, look what you saw in there.
right?
I don't
Yeah.
know.
Well, the eating baby stuff I investigated, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Truly, yeah. But like, we're not out of this, and things aren't fixed.
Yeah. Sometimes people say stuff, and because you sit there can believe that they said those things, you have to joke about it. Because if you think about it seriously, you're not gonna go nowhere. Can't believe this person said these things. So I'll make a joke. You talking about we eat babies and all this crazy
Right.
stuff. So let's make a joke about it.
Exactly. I take it seriously. It's crazy. I don't know. I think that I'm finding that the less time I spend angry, the more time I find community. And that's been a whole lot better for me as a person. So just saying. maybe we can, yeah.
Like I'm glad like I have my community, the Black non-believers, the Michigan atheist people that I have, and my children. Because anybody else, I'd be sitting like so miserable because they just want to bring religion and God and everything that they do. And my daughter, she's a part of a black sorority. And she says, Mom, I understand they want to pray. But 5 prayers in one little event is beyond crazy to me.
I mean,
can we just do 1 prayer and that's it?
No, because it's not about praying. It's about social cohesion. It's about feeling like you're in an in-group and doing things together to feel like you're in it together. Like, we don't give churches enough credit for making opportunities for people to feel together. They're good at that.
Okay, a few more questions.
Okay.
How do race, identity, and religion intersect in many ways many people overlook?
Race, identity, and religion?
Race, identity, yep. Yep.
So I grew up in a like over 80% Mexican community. So everybody was Catholic. It was just assumed, when most people are like, it just is what it is, you know. But when you start seeing it kind of zooming out, it's it's a trip. I mean, I think that if you're in a marginalized community, the church is a place that is safe. And so it is a place that takes on a lot more responsibility than just being your religious faith. It is also a place that supports you and provides community. And so you wind up seeing people who will keep going to church even though they stop believing, because that's where their friends are, you know. I think that yeah, race and faith, those churches are so different. Like yeah, it's dramatically different. I think I'm sorry, I'm going on race and faith. What was the last one? Oh, you're muted.
Yeah, I noticed. Yeah, race, identity, and religion.
Yeah. I think it's interesting watching how people divide around it.
Yeah.
Like a lot of the early atheists, you know, the new atheists, you know, the Four Horsemen, Dawkins, Dennett, Hitchens, Harris, you know, there was a lot of racism.
They weren't influential to me though.
They were very influential to me.
Like you were to me.
Oh, yay,
like,
good.
Like I ended up seeing some of their stuff, but when I came out, you were the one who I originally saw. Actually, everybody knows Penn and Teller.
Bullshit.
Yes, that was the show that got me thinking. Yes.
Dang, that was such a good show.
It was, yeah, but that was the show that got me thinking. And like I said, everybody, I was just asleep. And I woke up to the video playing. And I was like, what the hell is this?
Yeah.
And then the other shows came on after that. And I went on like wait.
Yeah, you're the whole.
And I just you know, the algorithm kept playing atheist stuff for me.
Cheers. I'm glad.
But I was watching religious stuff earlier that day.
Oh, funny.
Probably like TD Jakes or something.
Okay. TD Jakes.
I used to watch him a lot.
Okay.
And I don't know if anybody know. I did talk about it. I was on, but my mom was a prominent teacher, retired like 2010, and she taught several of the gospel singers.
Really?
Including like Marvin Wine, all the Winans, Fred Hammond, Commission. CeCe Winans was my hairdresser before she
trip out.
Yeah. So that's who I was. That's who I was raised with. So Marvin, he acted really like, I don't understand. I talked to him. What the fuck is wrong with you? And my mother making excuses for him. No, he's wrong.
Yeah.
And it was somebody I looked to, and we had something when I was in school. It was called the I Care Club that he created. And so he went around positive affirmation, and he would bring a lot of artists to speak to students. And yes, R. Kelly came and spoke with us.
When was this?
This like in the 90s.
Okay. So back when,
and I would talk to you later on, but it's a few people they do mention like who I knew and stuff like that, and people that I was friends with and whatever. But it just gets me how the people they make excuses. And I remember like it was one time I went to visit a friend's church and stand in line for a blessing. Those lines. And so it went in. If you sit in $100 blessing line, you got a piece of cloth or ordained piece of cloth.
But Kelly, you're sowing a seed. I mean, is there a cost of salvation? Really? Are you putting a price tag on? I mean, really, you're sowing a seed. It's going to come back.
Right? Yes. So I ended up finding that same piece of cloth in the dollar store.
Did you?
Yes, he got the handkerchief, the dollar store handkerchief, and it was like he said Jesus on it, and it was like some fake gold on it, scar, and he cut them in little pieces.
Those
It's a hundred
those
dollar, $100. And I said,
the
this is the church that you're going to. It
no,
wasn't the it
they're
wasn't
scam
her
artists.
it wasn't her pastor. It was some guest pastor. But your pastor still brought him on.
No, yeah, prosperity gospel is nuts. But I mean, I don't know. This is like that is a very unique experience that only exists at the intersection of, faith and identity.
But why they somebody always go for the inner city churches to do that crazy stuff?
Because when people are in need, they're going to reach out to people who say they have the answers.
Yeah, that's true.
You know. Can I give you another example though? Something I learned about recently
Sure, sure,
about a big. Speaking of like faith and identity, the Anglican Church, right? The church that was established. What was it? Was it King George, King Henry? Which English king was it who broke from the church in England and created his own
Oh yeah.
Anglican Church?
Oh, the asshole.
Right.
When it killed everybody, all his wives.
Yeah.
I think it was like Henry the Eighth or something like that.
Was it?
I'm thinking.
So Henry, yeah, okay, Henry VIII.
It wasn't the Eighth.
So you have the establishment of the Anglican Church, right? The kind of the Pope type version, the head honcho is the Archbishop of Canterbury, right?
Yeah.
There was a split this last year in the Anglican Church that's been the biggest split in the history of the church ever.
Wow.
It has fully broken. The church broke this year. People aren't talking about it. And you want to know the reason why?
I want to know.
The Archbishop of Canterbury says it's okay for gay people to get married, and it's okay with gay people.
Oh yeah, he messed up with that. Yeah,
yep.
Yeah.
And so
can't say that.
There was a conference of Anglican ministers who got together and said, we disagree. We think that that's satanic. We think that that's, against God. And so there was a massive split in the Anglican Church where this last year, there was an announcement that they said, we no longer see the Archbishop of Canterbury as the head of the church. We don't recognize it. Like, it was huge. It was huge.
But if you think about it, recently the Pope has been saying stuff that people don't really think that is right either.
Right. I mean, those things only exist at that intersection between faith and identity. It's not just on the atheist side. You see it in schisms in Christian spaces too. It's just, I don't know. It's interesting. It's interesting to watch.
Okay. Plug this. Okay, I'm on couple questions. I'm even gonna go through it because I'm
okay.
in a rush.
You on rapid fire?
And I do want to show the last video. Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna combine the two. What advice would you give somebody struggling with their faith and their authentic identity? And what message do you want people to walk away from you?
If you're struggling with your faith, it's not a struggle. It's an opportunity for you to grow as a person. And whatever answer you come to it for good reasons, not because you want to impress someone or because you want to be in a community. If that means that you are a believer on the other side of it, you're a stronger believer for it. And if you are an atheist on the other side of it, or agnostic, or whatever the case is, you are more grounded as a person on the other side of it because you went through that experience. So embrace those experiences. I think that wherever you go, whatever answer you get to, we don't exist in a bubble. We need community. And I think that what I encourage is for people to find those communities that line up with them so that they can get that kind of support that they need regardless. Yeah. Sorry.
So what you got going on?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I do Skeptic Generation on Sundays. I enjoy it. It's a tight community. It's really fun. We hang out and we have really good conversations. Other than that, I'm not on social media anymore. If you want to get to know me, no. If you want, if you want me, no, but like if you want to follow me and do all the other things I do, no. I do video editing for other large channels in the background because I'm happy being on the other side of the camera because I don't want to be targeted by shit people anymore.
Yeah, I got
Um,
you.
you know, I'm happy doing what I do and putting myself out there as much as I do, and that's as much as I'm doing for now. You know.
Now,
Yeah.
tomorrow I have a show, Noah Stainbrook, and he got recommended by Ethan.
Oh,
He's gonna be
nice.
on my show 10:30 in the morning. Just started out, so we're gonna have a conversation. And he actually interesting, not atheist affiliate. We have Kyle, who's an Afro photographer.
Mhm.
I don't know if you know a cosmic Kyle. He
Yeah.
does that, but Noah actually storm chases.
Oh shit, I didn't mean.
He has videos. Oh, you're fine. We have videos. His videos of him chasing tornadoes and stuff. So I want to talk about that as well as atheism and stuff like that.
That's awesome. Yeah, everybody tune in. Make sure you're there for that.
Yeah, and then Sunday 5:30. Make sure I don't clash with you. Um, I cannot pronounce his last name. Derek C. He's over track at
Okay.
Dragon Con. He's an
Nice.
OG, and he's also a board member for Black Non-Believers. I'm having him on
Oh,
Sunday, and then Monday Anthony Grimba is coming back on, and we're going to discuss the many things we're doing during the summer months.
Kelly, you are busy.
So
You are
yeah,
busy.
I'm
Can I
I'm trying to do so. I know.
can I
I
just?
don't.
Oh, sorry. I
Go
just want
ahead.
to
No,
say,
you're done. You're done. You're done.
Aunt Jer in the chat. Question for Eric: who's your favorite call screener? You're evil. Don't do that. What's wrong with you?
You better than me now.
What's wrong with you?
I'm on his show. I
I,
am.
my call screeners are incredible. I adore them. Don't you? What is wrong? No, don't do that. I I am so lucky to have the people around me who I do, and my volunteers are just, I think the world of them.
I got another question. Who's your
Yeah.
favorite mod?
Hey, everybody, have a great day. It was wonderful being here.
And just the best mod.
I'm lucky to have all of my mods.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. Everybody's yes. There's a great community and everything. I will say that. I
Mhm.
will say that. And a lot of us work together with other projects and stuff like that. So that's what I'm doing this week.
Nice. I just finished video editing for Drew and Taylor. Like they both came out with
Yeah.
videos in the last 3 days.
I don't know how you, because I know you was working on for Taylor, because I was watching you do that one, but then I didn't know you like whipped up on me and did drew it all like.
I am gonna sleep for the next 4 days. I think I'm gonna get
Please
up
do.
like a dragon. I'm gonna come out of the cave and do Skep Gen and then just go back in the cave.
Yeah.
So
I will
if y'all
be if I'm not call screening, I will at least be there in the chat as
love it,
usual.
yeah. So if anybody wants to reach out to me in the next couple days,
Don't.
you're not gonna love you. Hope everything's well.
Don't.
But
Okay.
yeah,
So I'm gonna plug the last video,
sounds good.
and that'll bring us out.
Okay.
Survival of Reason 2026.
What's up, y'all? Mandisa Thomas here, inviting you to be in 2026 Revival of Reason in Atlanta, Georgia. From June 12th through the 14th, join us at the Atlanta Free Thought Hall and Pavilion, where we will be celebrating 15 years of Black non-believers with food, fun, serious discussions, live entertainment, and more. Speakers include Chris Cameron, Candace Gorham, Detroit Atheist Queen, The Friendly Atheist, Godless Engineer, Cynthia McDonald, yours truly, and more. Get your tickets today at blacknonbelievers.org or scan that QR code below. Also, you can book your room at our special group room rate at the Comfort Inn, Atlanta, Smyrna. Official BN members get a discount, so please make sure you become an official member today. Sponsorship opportunities are also available, as well as discounted student rates. Thank you so much for helping us celebrate 15 years as Black Nonbelievers, and we will see you soon.
Nice.
So yes, if you want to come to hear me speak, or at least get the online thing to hear me speak, be my guest. And remember the contest. Subscribe to each one of the channels during the live stream. Put enter for the contest, and you can win online. At least see us online to talk. I want to thank you again for coming on and being. Oh, this is bigger again. What's wrong with me? Okay.
Can I just say, Bandisa's so sweet. I'm so glad that you're doing stuff with her. And
I'm really shocked that I'm considered her friend now. Really.
Can I point something out that you're probably not going to be able to unhear? Mandisa does this magic trick. It's as an audio engineer. Whenever I see someone with a tongue ring, I go nuts, because I know that you're going to hear the tongue ring clacking against their teeth all day long while they're talking. Mandisa is the only person I know who has trained herself to speak to not do that. She's got that tongue ring, and I don't hear the that you hear. Like, as an audio engineer. Yeah.
I got so many comments.
About that.
No, you're a freak.
No.
You're a freak having a tongue ring. No,
Heck
I wanted it. I wanted it, so I got it. No.
Yeah, absolutely. We're freaks here. That's all right. Absolutely.
I'm irritated, but also the Christian then when they said that to me about me, like,
it's because they were thinking, but truly, honestly, like, it is a magic trick as an audio engineer. I'm amazed at the,
because it's kind of hard for you not to play with it and see your mouth.
But I mean, truly, when it comes to doing shows, though, like, it's hard to not. Yeah. So that is a skill that I feel like nobody's ever going to actively compliment her on. So I want to, like, actively compliment her as an audio engineer, how much I appreciate the work that she put into, like, doing that, because it's impressive.
Yeah,
Plus, she's a
I'm just really amazed that, that just 2021, when I went to the first conference, Women of Color, where I am today with the organization and everything, and I thank her for putting me in a position, for her believing in me.
I'm glad.
Along with other people here. Thank you.
Well, you've been nothing but reliable and kind for as long as I've known you, and I haven't known you for long, but
that's how I am. That's how I am. I want to thank everybody.
Yeah.
For tuning in. I want to thank everybody for subscribing to my channel, watching me have these conversations. Oh, I'm going to plug some other stuff. 2 shows. I'm going to try to start them in July. Me, Lil of All Trades, and I are going to do a talk show Monday and Wednesdays. The Unholy Breakfast Chat from 10 to 12. And then also I'm going to be doing a talk show with Gallus Granny and Kelly Laughlin, the Council of Kellys.
Nice.
So stay tuned to those. And until next time, tomorrow, 10:30 in the morning, I'll see you guys there.
Bye, everybody.
I can feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride.